Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Friday the 3rd of June 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we bring you the 5 news items that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed today up 0.9% to 7,239 points. The market ended higher for the full week, spurred by commodity stocks. Today the banks were mixed. South 32 was up another 2%, while REA Group and ResMed both did well. Iron ore and copper prices have risen over the past 24 hours, helped by growing optimism that the easing of restrictions in China and more stimulus measures will bolster the world's second largest economy. The materials sector led the market higher as a result, boosted by the iron ore miners. Champion Iron was up 7.5% and Fortescue rose more than 4%. BHP and Rio Tinto both jumped around 2.5%. Lithium stocks extended their rebound from Wednesday's massive sell-off, led by Pilbara Minerals, which was up 6.4%, and Liontown Resources, which jumped more than 6%. Gold Digger Gold Road Resources was the best on the day, up nearly 8%. Helios was the worst, down more than 8% after flagging a difficult second half of its financial year. Domino's Pizza was also down 3.5%. And the new Tabcorp, which no longer has the lotteries business, was also sold off after a couple of investment advisors downgraded their outlook for the company, saying it would struggle to compete with nimbler online-only gaming groups. Story number 2. There's been plenty of chat about what the new Labor government will ask the Fair Work Commission to do when it rules on minimum wages. Fair Work is independent and the government's submission is just one of many, but it's a pretty important one. Today, Employment Minister Tony Burke said the submission contains a recommendation that real wages of Australia's low-paid workers do not go backwards. At face value, that means a rise of at least 5.1% because that's the inflation rate. He said if the Labor government's submission is adopted, the gender pay gap would also be reduced. When asked whether the economy could afford it, Mr Burke said Australians can't afford to go backwards. Story number 3. The Australian Energy Market Operator said strong gas flows from Queensland and reduced demand have bolstered supplies in the southeastern states. It means there's sufficient electricity supply to meet forecast demand in the national electricity market. That's good news. The energy crisis has certainly spurred plenty of debate. New Nationals leader David Littleproud today said alternate energy industries needed developing, and he pointed towards nuclear energy. And the Australian Industry Group, a peak body of companies, said state moratoriums on gas exploration and production should be scrapped. Story number 4. Woolworths today became the first national supermarket to pledge to remove the 15-cent reusable plastic shopping bags over the next year. Discount chain Big W will also phase out all plastic bags by the end of June next year. The retailing giant says the decision will remove about 9,000 tonnes of plastic from circulation annually. Woolworths paper bags made from 70% recycled material will remain available. And finally, story number 5. The celebration for Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee continue, though the 96-year-old monarch has withdrawn from the St Paul's Cathedral service of Thanksgiving due to some discomfort. All the family are there: Charles, Andrew, Harry and Meghan, Will and Kate, etc., etc. The Brits are in the middle of 4 days of celebrations to honour 70 years on the throne. While on the subject, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was asked about Australia becoming a republic. It isn't a priority, with Mr Albanese saying honouring the Uluru Statement needs to come first. That's it for the afternoon report for Friday the 3rd of June 2022. Michael Thompson, Adam Lang and I will be back tomorrow morning for the weekend edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.